Hello and welcome to the February updates for chairs for Money Smart Week 2016. I understand there were some technical difficulties with our call this morning, so we're going to go ahead and record the session and send it out to you as soon as possible. First we'll kind of just go through the slides here as we usually do to kind of give you a recap of what we talked about last month. We talked about the promo materials pretty heavily, the fact that CFPB has sponsored them and there's a online store where you can order them. We talked about expanding our video series to include our LeCon videos, our Facebook ad campaign, which went really well and we're up to 40,000 likes, and some of our social media and digital strategy, which is coming into play now, trying to use more of our content and video to get information out to consumers. So a lot of that has started, but will certainly ramp up over the next several weeks. Upcoming videos and webinars, again, we've updated that slide. We talked about that, and we update that every month. We talked about the new website and database being delayed to be developed over the summer and then ready for 2017. We talked about our current database being open, so we'll talk a little bit more about that again today, and of course our kickoff breakfast. So for today, online calendar, so we're going to give some updates where we are with that and clarify some confusion that we've had around that. Again, push out the promotion materials because there's plenty left. Talk about our kickoff and special event schedule. Wherever you have some special events or a big event, we'd like to hear about it. The geocache and scavenger hunt will have a little bit of an update today, and of course our media and promotional kits, which are available in pieces right now, but will be expanded upon in the next couple of weeks. We'll update our video series and, of course, remind you about our kickoff event here in Chicago. First, our online calendar. So I know there's a couple of new chairs, and this will be review for a lot of you, but I just want to clarify because there has been some confusion. There is the two different logins, which is kind of problematic, but again, if you've done this before, you've gotten used to it. But we have the two different sign-ins. As you know, the website is separate from the database in which you register and you put on your events. So for that reason, we have two different sign-ins. The red arrow at the top, you can sign up there and you can sign into the website so that you then, once you sign in, then we can change your access level so that you can access the chairperson tab. So you see the tabs across the top there. And again, if you've been a chair for a while now, you've been accessing that and you have that ability. But that is where you go to sign up for the website. So consumers can sign up there, and we build an email list so we can blast them about information, which we will be doing in the next couple of weeks. But also you as a chair can sign up there so you can access the chairperson section of the website, which is locked unless we unlock you. And again, we know who the chair is, and we can unlock you behind the scenes. Now, the green arrow below that is the database where you officially register as a partner, right? And so just reminding partners that that's the difference between these two things. In fact, if they don't ever sign up where the red arrow is, that's fine. Going forward, when we talk about Nation Builder and the new website and database, then it'll all be combined into one, and there will not be this issue. But for now, any new partners have to know that they do have to register where the green arrow is pointing, and then when they go back to enter their events, they just simply click login, and then when they do that, they'll get a login screen that looks like this, right? So this is where they enter their email and any password that they set up, when they registered, or they get a temporary password when they registered for 48 hours and they have to change it, but this is where you would go to do that. And then once they get into there's a menu of you can add an event or you can edit a current event by looking it up by a session ID number. So again, I know most of you know this, but I just wanted to clarify because there was some confusion, and this is where we need to get partners to go to get their events into the system. I say that because currently we have about 1,300 events out there live to the web, which is about a quarter of the events that we had last year. But again, it's early, so I'm not panicking or anything. But just know that that's where we are. And when we approve events, they are going live to the web. So there's 1,300 events that are out there for partners, for consumers to see. And some of our long-range promotion has already started out there, hit out there. So there's people going to the website. And to the right, you can see, where we have. Now, there were some big deadlines for the cities of Chicago and Detroit. And that's why you see some of those big numbers in Illinois and Michigan. There was a publication deadline because both of those cities partner with a local newspaper to do a print publication sponsored by several organizations. And so, that's why, and that deadline was last week. So that's why you see such a big number there. They're always kind of our big states anyway, but that's why a lot of them are already in the system. And so just know that if your state has very few or no events, it's okay. There's still time. But again, I want to just mention that some of these long-range promotional materials have all gone out. Some of the pre-promotion on social media is happening. So people are going to the website, and we want to make sure that consumers, when they do go to the website, are getting the information that they're looking for. So you may still be, trying to pull together some last-minute details with some of your events, or some of the partners may be doing that, and that's okay because, like I said, we have time, but just want to make it known that this is the time to start getting those events out there. And I'm pretty confident that we're going to get to or exceed the number of events we had last year, which I think was 4,800. But again, just making sure that we get those into the system as soon as possible so consumers can see them. And then, of course, the other is the promotional materials. So we did put a little advertisement on moneysmartpartners.org, so you can click on that to get to the website, or you can go directly to the website. But we have plenty of materials left. Our last check-in was a few weeks ago, and we still had several 100,000 pieces left. So we want to sell out. We want to make sure that we're getting these promotional materials out into consumers' hands, no matter the state. They're not state labeled, right? So they're just generic, moneysmartweek.org, which is another reason why we want to get the events in the system. But there's a million of these pieces are going to be out there, and we want to make sure that the events are available. But if you can help us in ordering these and distributing to the public, that would be fantastic. We have, like I said, we ordered 1 million of these pieces, and the last check there was at least 700,000 left. So, but that was a few weeks ago. We imagine that number is much lower now as people are starting to order more materials. But they are all in stock now. So I know the early folks that were ordering them earlier on had to wait until they were printed, but they all are ready to go. So please do order what you can and distribute, everything that you order. I mean, we don't want you ordering and not distributing, or so order what you can distribute. But again, there's plenty of materials left, so no matter where you are, they're again all generic, not state specific, and they just point people to the website about the events. Of course, you could also go directly to the website, and so that is the link for that. We did send out this PowerPoint via email before our call this morning, so you should be able to access it. You can retype it from here, of course, but the PowerPoint slides were sent out, so you can actually click on the hyperlink and go directly to the website. And remember that this was CFPB sponsored. They have an online store for libraries already that we are renting some space, so to speak. And so, that's why it's very library focused and heavy. And remember, below the Money Smart materials, there's a ton of materials that they offer to libraries on, different brochures, pamphlets, informational materials on several financial topics. And those are, for free. Both the printing and shipping of those are for free. And they're making that available to any Money Smart Week partner as well. So please take advantage of those materials, which there's a lot of great stuff out there. Kickoff special events. So what we like to do is just have a little roster of all of the big events that are happening for Money Smart Week. And here's a few of them that we know of. And, obviously we know of a few more, of course. But just to give you an idea, obviously we have the big, national kickoff in Chicago on April 20th. A couple days later, we have one in Detroit and Indiana. And, of course, like another one might be the Detroit Run for the Money, which is going to be a 5K kind of promotional fundraising event for Michigan. And, so it doesn't have to be a kickoff event, but any kind of bigger event like this, we'd like to have a kind of a roster of that so that, number one, we can promote it to national press. Number two, so that we as staff, are able to make as many as possible. And so, I mean, if there's a speaking opportunity, we'd love to, join and just take a few minutes to say thank you. I'd like to get to as many events as possible and send colleagues to as many events as possible to say that. I think it's important that we do that, and just let partners know that we really do appreciate everything they're doing. So if there's that opportunity, if you'd like us to do that, we'll put it on our list and try to see if we can get a rep there. But certainly, we just need to know what the list of options or opportunities are first. So we don't have a Survey Monkey out there for anything like this, but if you could just email me or Shayla the details of your events, and if you would like someone to speak from the Fed. And we will certainly try to do our best to get someone there. But I think just selfishly, I just love to go and see these things in person and see them unfold and see the public engaged. So I try to get it to as many as possible for sure. So please, if you can send that our way, we would greatly appreciate it, and we'll get you on that list. Geocache, so we have 54 sets ordered, but we printed 500, so there's a lot left. So for that reason, we are extending the deadline to March 15th. The first deadline was March 1, but certainly if you have any schools in your region, your area, your planning team, your state, whatever, I mean, just please let those colleges and universities know that they can go to our website. So the rules and guidelines are there. I'm sure you've seen the page. And also on that page, or you can go directly to the SurveyMonkey to order the posters. And you as a chairperson can do that. Or if you want to just send it directly to the schools, then they can do that. So, but again, of course, with the geocache, there needs to be the local sponsor part of it. And on our rules and guidelines page on moneysmartweekpartners.org, that is where you have some the customizable flyer so that you can add some of the sponsorship information. But certainly, I guess the two news items here are that we have plenty of posters left and that we're extending the deadline. So make sure that you're taking advantage of that. Scavenger hunts, unfortunately, we're still having some contract issues here. But if you want to kind of get a better sense of what it is or what's going on with Scavenger Hunt, you can go to scavify.com. It's a pretty neat website. They have some videos and kind of just explains, everything about the contest. So you can kind of get a sense of that there. We will have a page that we're going to put together on our website, just like Geocache. That's going to go through all the rules and the guidelines, and it's going to have some promotional tools, some Facebook posts, messaging that you can incorporate into all of your promotional efforts. So that will be out there. So this is a national contest. It will run April 1 through 30. Essentially what you do is you just go to your app store on your phone and you download Scavify. And once you download it, you can just search for different scavenger hunts. So you would just type in Money Smart Week, and you would pull up the hunt and start playing. So there's a task of all the things, or a list of all the tasks we ask you to perform, or not the task, but the pictures we ask you to take. And then we're anticipating anywhere between 20 and 25 pictures or things that you have to do. And there's going to be a leaderboard to see who's got the most points. But certainly we're very thankful that PNC Bank is sponsoring the prizes, $1,000 for the top prize and $500 for the runner-up. And this is a national prize, and this is a national contest, so this can be promoted anywhere. So like I said, on our page, we'll have all of the information. We'll have a lot of some artwork and some additional talking points that you can incorporate, because we want to make sure that you're putting into your advertising and promotion, because anyone can play from anywhere. Again, once we have more information about this, or we have it finalized with the contract and we have the page out, we will email you and let you know. That way you can start using it. Promotional kits and tools. So in addition to that, we have some additional things that we'll be rolling out. We do have a kind of a bare bones media kit out there already, but we're going to update that, enhance them for March 11. We typically like to wait to see how many events are in the system, and we can promote, nationwide. We have this many events, etc., or breakdown by state. So I'm hoping that by in a couple more weeks we have more events to put out there. Social media tips, we have some of that there, but we'll be adding to that as well. That's the link there. And we have a newsroom that we put out there for journalists and the media. So there are a couple pieces of information you can pull from there as well. One of them being this image here, which is an infographic snapshot of our national stats from last year. So there's a PDF there, and you can use this as a Facebook post or any other way that you want to use that into your promotional efforts. Webinar series, so about our past videos that are already out there. You can go back and check any of those out. The other contract we're waiting on is with a contract with one of our vendors that can provide some training, some professional training on social media and traditional media relations. We had hoped to do one this month and one next month, but we're going to push them both back into March because of contract issues. So be on the lookout for that. As soon as we have that schedule, we'll let you know. Our presenter orientation is April 7th. So I know we didn't have a date for that before, but we do now. So April 7th, we will repeat just like we usually do, 10:30, 3. So this is a Thursday, not a Wednesday, so that's a little different, but that's the date that works for us, and we will of course record it. And as you know, as I always say, that the live webinar is better for question and answer. Although we haven't had live webinar the past couple times for our calls, we're just in transition between webinar tools, but we will certainly have one in place for our next call as well as the upcoming live webinars. So anyhow, just want to give you a heads up there on that. But again, as always, we will send out invites to all of our registered partners when these are coming up. Just again, we want to remind you about our big kickoff in Chicago. So that's April 20th, and it starts at 9 a.m. Central Time. But certainly, if you go to our website, there's still the ad there. If you want to register, you can come and join us in person, or you can view it online. So you just register there on our website. Our next call is the 30th, so it will be our last call or webinar before the actual campaign. So that's March 30th. Again, the same repeated times of 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. Central Time. And then we won't talk again until after Money Smart Week, so we can kind of recap and get a sense of how everything went and talk about what's next. So with that, I'll wrap up the call. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties this morning. I believe it's just a code that we put into the audio conference line that locked out folks from the call. So hopefully, if you do have any questions about anything that was discussed in this on these slides, don't hesitate to reach out to Shayla or I to ask those questions or get any additional information you might need. But that's a wrap for now, and we look forward to seeing you or talking to you through our webinar service on the 30th. And thank you for all of your hard work and your big push now to the campaign.